Hello and welcome to the Local Pundit. My name is James. Obviously, someone that you wouldn't recognise that often on this channel. I've been here a few times when talking Reading Football Club, and obviously that's what we are here to do today. So yeah, we're going to be sitting down and talking about Reading versus Wrexham coming up this Tuesday at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, an 8 p.m. kickoff our time. And yeah, look, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. And yeah, look. It's a team, but it's a game between two of the more longest unbeaten runs at the moment currently in the league. I've got to say, Wrexham's unbeaten run probably is a little bit better than Reading's. 5 draws in our last 8 games, but I wouldn't count Reading out just yet. And yeah, just want to say hello.
Wouldn't count Reading out. Yeah, good intro. Oh, he's up for it. I love it. Awesome. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all good. I am shattered, mostly from the football, because Reading's last couple of performances haven't been too great. But no, I've got to say, 8 games unbeaten under Noel Hunt isn't too bad, especially considering where the performances have been for Reading. How about yourself? How are you?
I'm doing okay. The chat is loving you. So, Aaron says, James, the legend. What's going on, my friend? And Karma says hi. And welcome, James. Yeah, we always like to shoot the rehearsal here. James is up for it. Good to see you, man. Happy to have you in the Local Pundit, man. Awesome. And if you're not following Reading FC away days, well, go and follow, even for a support of another club, which is because he's a good dude, absolute good dude. Dude, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Honestly, it's my pleasure. I love coming on last time. Loved coming on to talk Sam Smith. And yeah, look, there's only a few select good people that support certain football clubs. So I've got to say, you guys are some of the good people. So I'm more than happy to come on always.
That's very generous. Very nice of you too. I mean, barring maybe the result tomorrow, we'll see how you feel. But no.
Yeah, I was going to remember last time I weren't too apt. No.
Well, we were just talking about that offline. I mean, 3-0, but you guys had 67% possession. Oh my God.
It feels like a lifetime ago. I mean, it's a whole manager ago as well for Reading. I'll tell you, our style of play is much different now. Our attacking flow, should I say, even though it weren't really on display in that game, is gone now. The style under Noel Hunt is definitely more of a defensive approach, or should we say our stronger suit is more of a defensive approach now.
Well, you did. I mean, you lost your striker, I guess.
Yeah, you've got a guy up front, and yeah, what's his name? Sam Smith, isn't
it? Sam. Yeah, he scored I call him Bedhead, dude. I call him Bedhead.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he? I've heard he's not too bad. He's got a few goals in the league this year, right?
Yeah, he's doing. By the way, so he scored 2. By the way, he said he's never played up in a 2 before on the weekend.
He didn't for Reading. I know he definitely didn't for Reading. He was definitely sole man up front for us.
Yeah. John Merrill says he's a Birmingham supporter. Hey, good to see James. Reading still arguably the best side we have played this season at home and away.
Do you know what? I wouldn't argue with that either. I'd say arguably 2 of our best performances have been Birmingham this season. The away game, Reading should have come away with 3 points if it weren't for a dodgy handball decision. And the home game, we had lots of chances, but Birmingham's chance in that game, how Lyndon Dykes hasn't buried that into the roof of the net, I don't know. But yeah, I'd say our 2 best performances this year definitely been against Moneybags FC. No, I'm joking.
I don't think we're done. I let them have it for sure. I guess we're the Hollywood FC and Moneybags FC. Listen, I've said this in the last couple of shows. Birmingham City are going to win the league. They're going to win the league. I'm not going to. Apparently, they're going to win the league. So. Unless they have like a super wedgie of like a fall, that's what I keep calling
look, if they don't win the league, I'll give my house to someone. It's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like at this point, like if they don't win the league,
well, you might be giving it to your missus because if she finds out you did that, she's going to kick you out and you'd be like, oh my God. But definitely good to have you on, man. Just give us an update on Reading. We'll get into it a little deeper dive. But what's been going on with you guys? I mean, since we played you 3-0, everyone's been looking at. We kind of have I hate to say a soft spot that we're feeling bad for Reading because I like Reading. I like what you guys are doing. Obviously, going through a transfer embargo, things like that. Are you being sold? Are you not being sold? What do we have?
I think the last time I saw you guys, Rob Cohig was in the middle of buying the club. Well, about a week and a half later, that completely collapsed. He's still sniffing around the club. He's trying to put some sort of junction or stop to someone else buying the club, who's currently in talks, I think, and I might get the name wrong, but it's Robert Pietik, who used to own Spezia, currently owns Casa Pia over in Portugal. So someone that's got experience with football clubs. So, Reading fans want this at the moment. This is definitely the target that we want to own. I mean, at the moment, I would take the local fish and chip owner over the owner that we've got at the moment. I mean, I'll take anyone. But anyone that's not Die Young would be much better. On the pitch, results have been great for Reading. Obviously, we were beat 3-0 by Wrexham. Since then, we've had a managerial change. Ruben Celes left to go and join Hull, and then stepped in club legend Noel Hunt, who was the under-21s manager at the time. He is someone that, for the start, was getting quite a bit of, not stick, but the performances weren't great, and fans were like, he was basically set up to fail from the start. I think last time it was more of a, when Noel Hunt came in after the Paul Ince era, which we don't talk about the Paul Ince era. Once he came in, it was kind of like, all right, I don't really want to be a manager. But then he's kind of been forced to become a manager here again. And for me, I think he's done a lot of growing in his time as first team coach at Reading. I think when you take a look at when we begun, there was no real game plan. There was no real consistency about Reading's play. But under the guidance of Nigel Gibbs, who's come in as assistant manager to help him out. He's also got another club legend in Mikael Ledgerwood. Noel Hunt and Ledgerwood were two players that won promotion with Reading in 2012. So, they're used to success around the club, and they're people that are used to the club as well. And, we've got these three real club legends. Nigel Gibbs was there with McDermott when we went up in 2012 as well. So three of them have all tasted promotion and success with Reading. So there's some sort of success that's not written in history there. Well, yeah, written in history that hopefully we can replicate it down the line. But we've had a lot of changes. And like I said, Noel Hunt's done a lot of growing. And you can see in the 8-game unbeaten run Reading are currently on. Yes, there's 5 draws in there, but the defence is so much more shored up than it was before. Part of that is down to Tyler Bindon and Amadou Mbenge being a partnership again. But part of that as well, for me, is down to the tutelage of Nigel Gibbs and Noel Hunt. I think they've done a fantastic job at really shoring up the defence and making sure that the weak points that were there, the high line, have gone now. And it's not just we're going to consistently play a high line and just get balls over the top and kind of get destroyed in the games and counter-attack left, right and centre. So Reading are improving, and it's going to be a learning journey for Hunt.
So you guys think you can make the playoff? I mean, you're standing right in the standings right now. You are you're just out at 8th, but you're 5 points behind Bolton Wanderers, who have been on an absolute tear. Huddersfield's right there, who are kind of dropping a bit. But Bindon, I hear a lot about. And, obviously you guys lost Sam Smith. And I want to talk to you about your very, very accurate, like I'm talking insanely accurate left foot, can't head the ball. You don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I'm watching him, and your accuracy of how he plays was like chef's kiss.
Years of watching him, I guess, is just he's a very one-dimensional player, right? But he's quite successful at what he does.
So good, he looks so good, and not playing in the 2. But Bindon, I hear a lot. But what do you? So Ebechiman, how do you say his name?
Kelvin Ebechiman.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say it's a good attempt. I'll say it's a good attempt.
Yeah, it was a 6 out of 10, right? 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give you 7.5. I'll give you 7.5 to be fair.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I love it. Who's your danger man? Obviously, Bindon's the guy that I hear a lot about. Is he been taking over at the duties of scoring goals and putting you guys forward? What are we looking at? What are you guys looking at in the shape of your team? Even though you've been more defensive, draws aren't bad, by the way, in this league. I think I totally agree with that. You have 4 to the last 6? Is that right? Yeah, 4 to the last 6.
Yeah, we've got 5 out of our last 8 have been drawn. Our last 2 home games were 0-0s. And when you take a look at Reading's last 2 results, a 0-0 with Exeter City and a 1-1 away against Crawley Town. They're 2 games that if you want to be making the playoffs, they're teams that you should be beating. And if Reading go ahead and miss the playoffs by 4 points or 3 points, they'll be the 2 games you'll point at and go, they were the ones that we should have picked up all 3 points in. Now, we talk about expectations coming into the season. Obviously, playoffs were not what we expected. Personally, I said we would finish just outside of them, but that's me being optimistic, right?
Yeah.
In terms of realistic, the media have written Reading off completely for the season. There was talks of Reading doing another relegation down to League Two, where we've been under this embargo, unable to sign players. A lot of the talk around this season coming into it from the media was Reading will go down. I think Reading have definitely ripped up that narrative and just destroyed the script that partially the EFL wanted, as well as a lot of pundits and a lot of media. In terms of what we can expect for the rest of the season, look, if Reading can make the playoffs, that is arguably a better achievement than anyone gaining promotion, especially considering the situation Reading are in at the moment. Gaining the playoffs is an impossible task, but I don't expect it. I'm just happy with what comes forward. When you take a look at Reading's options at the moment, on the wing, you've got Chem Campbell, you've got Adrian Akande, Kelvin Ehibachiman, and Mamadi Kamara. Them four players are nowhere near the playoff standards. Yes, Ehibachiman can pull it off on his day, but this season has been poor. Chem Campbell, I call him the caravan at Reading. He's got concrete in his boots. Honestly, he calls himself a winger, but yeah.
That's
Yes,
why I love having other people on that watch their team religiously. I love it, man. I love it. It's so
look,
good.
he can pull it off, but the man is so slow. It's ridiculous. Like, honestly, I reckon if me and him had 100-meter dash, look, I'm 6'4" and I weigh a lot. So I reckon if we had 100-meter dash, I might beat him. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
You're 6'4".
On a bit since having the kid. Yeah, 6'4".
You're keeper or center half. You weren't playing on the wings, bro.
Do you know what? I retired at the age of 10, and I think we had unbeaten season. And I said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm done from here."
You like the Costanza of I'm going out on top. I'm out. I'm going out on the top.
You know what? Yeah, that's it. I just wanted the success, and I said, "That's enough for me." And said, "That's it. I'm gone."
You're passionate.
Chem Campbell is not a great option going forward. And in terms of a striker, since Sam Smith's left, look, Jaden Wareham is someone that's filling that striker position at the moment. He's tenacious. He will chase everything. But he's not that great. He probably shouldn't be playing men's football at the moment. Under 21s football is probably where he should be about. But unfortunately, the situation we're in, we have to play him. We have to play Jaden Wareham. But that was after Sam Smith left. And I think that's what Reading are lacking at the moment is a goal scorer. You take a look at some of the games recently, 0-0 with Exeter. I say if we had a goal scorer in that first half, we would have won that game. But also thanks to a lot of good defending in the second half. The last game we played against Crawley Town, again, if you got a striker up front, Hibachiman played through the middle that game. But if you got a striker up front, Reading win that game too. So again, the options are so limited, but that's because we're forced to have these limited options.
I think everyone's sort of, other than tomorrow, I wish you good luck tomorrow, but not that much luck. I think everyone's kind of rooting for Reading to, maybe do well, play sport. Like tomorrow, you guys can play spoilers for sure. You totally, because I'm hoping that we don't have our eyes on Wickham. Like this is a huge week for us, and it says on there in the thumbnail, it's a big week, but we cannot get by Reading because you guys are a good squad. You have good young, players in there too. You got Binden at the back. And also at the same time, it's like, nothing is easy in this league. You know this better than I do probably, but I hope we don't look by you. And also there's the storyline there. If you talk about the WWF storyline there, Sam Smith going back home, playing against his side. He just scored on his birthday. I mean, there's storylines there, that can really just go either way.
Well, I've got the Eddie Guerrero top on, so I'm hoping there ain't no WWE storylines going on right now.
Yeah.
But look, I'm hoping nothing happens. If there is a WWE story, and I'm hoping it's the underdog story. I'm hoping it's the Rey Mysterio little man gets the job over the big dogs, at least the money spenders.
I see that thing, huh? Lane storylines, yeah.
That's going to be too next, buddy. I'm just going to be too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. You go. He's got to take care. Listen. Live show, as you know, he's got a youngster at home, so we'll take care of him. I'll bring him back. I'll bring him back in a second. Yeah, the storylines are storylining real quick. You know what I mean? Patty, you know how to do this, brother. You're never late. You're always here. Can you start over? Yes. Hold on 1 second. We bring him back in. Good.
I'm so sorry. The monitor was going off, and I thought, no, the missus could grab that.
Yeah. No, I was telling the team, I was telling the community, is like, you have a youngster at home, shoot the rehearsal. That's what we do on the Local Pundit. So there you go. Patty says, "What's up?" By the way, he's in the house. He's one of our co-hosts as well. He says, "What's up?" And John Merrill says, "Is Harley Dean still attempting to play football for Reading?"
He's been injured for the last couple of months or a couple of weeks, so we've not seen Dean for a little while. But that's again another issue with Reading. Another storyline going on at the moment is the injuries issue. Just a consistent basis at the moment. Amadou Mbenge's now out for up to 6 weeks. Reading's, well, I'd say best defender, but you've got Tyler Binden next to him. Should we say Reading's best contracted defender then? You've got the likes of just injuries galore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ben Elliott's been missing for a long time, and unfortunately for Reading, Ben Elliott, who likes to find a lot of space, as he didn't against Wrexham. But look, unfortunately, it's just the curse of Reading. We've got no squad depth, so we're consistently having to play the same 16, 18 in the squad. And injuries are bound to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what to expect for tomorrow, I don't know. I don't think that Parkinson will be looking past you, for the Wickham game. I think it's formidable. By the way, when did they take away from the Majeski? When did they stop that?
Changed a couple of years ago. I went to the Select Carlton Stadium. It's a sponsorship deal, essentially, just to get a little bit of extra revenue into the club. And Select Car are a local company that are Reading fans, so get the money in.
By the way, John Merrill. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do you know what? Honestly, I always had a distaste for Harley Dean. We played Leyton Orient away last year, and he started offering it out on the pitch with fans, saying, "Come on the pitch, then, come on then." Everyone was having a go. We were bottom of the league. We'd just been beaten by Leyton Orient. He started offering it out, and I lost a lot of respect for Harley Dean that day. So to say that, look, I'm not condoning it.
We do not condone violence on the Local Pundit or Reading FC away days. But you can.
I didn't say do it. I didn't say do it. You suggested it.
So going back on that too, how you guys dealt with losing Sam Smith, and what's it going to be like for him? Talking about storylines tomorrow. What's that? Because we asked him. He said it's going to be weird. We asked him after he scored on the weekend. He got the winner. He said it's going to be weird. Is it going to be weird on the other side? What's the take on the Reading side of things, having your, for lack of a better word, star player come back in? And also, too, I want to talk to you about the fee. Well, in the same, take them both whatever way you want.
I'd say it will be weird, and I'm really hoping that Reading fans don't boo Sam Smith tomorrow, because obviously that's the typical thing that happens. A player goes back to their old club and they get booed, right? Especially in Reading situations where we've had a few soldiers of Reading. I love Reading Football Club. I'm Reading through and through. Go at the first opportunity. And I don't think that was the situation with Sam Smith. I think he left because a great fee came up for him. Look, the money that Reading got for Sam Smith is good money for Sam Smith in my eyes. Like I said to you guys when I came on last time, great player for League One. Do I think he's championship level? No. So £2 million, I think, was around the region they were talking about. So if that is the money,
sorry to cut you off. Is that add-ons, or you think it's like 2 M's?
I would guess it was add-ons. I would say there's a clause where if you got promoted, then you have to pay us an extra so much. That's the guess off the top of my head. But they said the money was too good to turn down, and he wasn't for sale. Reading rejected offers for Amadou Mbenge and for Harvey Nibbs in January, but this offer for Smith came in, and it was too good to turn down. So I'd say the money we got for him was great. And one thing I can guarantee, that if there's a penalty shout, Sam Smith is going to get that penalty on Tuesday night. He just was not able to get penalties for Reading. Every time in the box, going down, no ref would give any decision. The next game Reading play after Sam Smith leaves, we got a penalty decision. So I don't know if the curse has maybe been moved over to Wrexham. I don't know if you've had a penalty since.
No, I don't. I do not remember the last time you had a penalty. I tell you, I shit you not. I do not remember the last. Someone in the chat in the community, please find out when our last penalty was. We do not get penalties.
It wouldn't surprise me if you haven't had one since Smith came in. I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe because he's a big whiner. I don't know if you've noticed it, but he whinges a lot at the referee, and he's always complaining at the ref. It's something that was always noticeable at Reading. And I think the refs hate him. I think they really hate him.
I will tell you this right now. He's been, I've never seen him whinge at all, ever. And this is just 5 games in. It's weird. Here's the other thing too. The service that we don't really give a lot of service to our strikers. So I don't know if you saw his goal. It was a route one. It was a route one over the top, headed down by J-Rod, and he actually did a nice move to his left foot, as you know, and put it in the back of the net. But I haven't seen him whinge a lot. Also, we had Paul Mullen doing that who I love. but Paul Mullen was whinging at the refs a lot. We haven't been doing that. We do not get any penalties too. I'm just going to give a quick shout out here. Chris Phillips says, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated too. Chris Phillips says, unpopular opinion, but 2 draws this week would put us in a great place. Wickham has a brutal schedule ahead of us too. Yeah, that's true. We can't look by them, Chris. We can't look by Reading. They're a formidable side. They really are. We cannot. Thank you for the super chat right there.
I'd say in Wrexham's position, you'd be looking more towards that Wickham game than you would the Reading game. I will give a bit of benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
I do think Reading shouldn't be slept on, though. Reading tend to perform when they play better teams. Case in point, the Birmingham performance. Case in point, Huddersfield away. Case in point, when we've played these better teams, Huddersfield at home, Wickham away, Reading tend to have better performances against better teams. So I think it's a really interesting game because when teams come and attack Reading, that's when Reading play better. And if Wrexham come and attack Reading, then it's going to be another really interesting fixture because Reading will attack back.
Oh, we are the 1-0 kings, by the way. Like literally the 1-0. I will tip. We have a tip. We have a footy tip contest. I will not go past a 1-0 for Wrexham at all. Like hands out. AO is doing really well. We had an update on our 2 midfielders, Dobson and Cannon. Sorry, Cannon's out, by the way. Dobson and Rathbone will be playing, which is good. So, I'm wondering like how we're going to balance this game out. I can probably pick you the lineup right now. I don't know what you think. I don't know how it's going to go, but do you think it'd be an open game? You guys going to control the midfield? What are we looking at?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Reading's best part of their team is the midfield. It's gone missing recently. Lewis Wing, Charlie Savage, and Harvey Nibbs. Harvey Nibbs is the danger man for Reading. 11 goals this season. Wow. And for me, is the guy that pops up at the best times for Reading. And will the midfield battle be won by Reading? I'm not sure. We'll work hard. I'll tell you that for free. Nibbs and Savage in the midfield will endlessly run. It will just be consistent running, consistently trying to tackle, consistently trying to get their foot on any balls, interceptions, left, right, and centre. But whether they win the battle is going to be interesting. You spoke a lot about the Route 1 football. It's what Phil Parkinson's been known for his entire career, is his style of play. Reading won't play that high line. So I think it's a real interesting battle, especially considering the form that both teams are on. I think I read you guys have won 5 games in a row away from home. That includes the Port Vale game. So 5 away wins in a row. Reading are unbeaten, I think, in our last 5 at home, or at least 8 games in the league unbeaten anyway. But 5 at home. Reading are one of the stronger teams at home. So it makes for such a fascinating game. And I think it's a hard one to predict because Reading are so unpredictable with their performances. But based off of the past, the way we play against top teams, Reading should put in a good performance tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're sitting 8th, dude, and all the stuff that's going on with everything too. Huddersfield, the top of the league is so difficult. You know what I mean? But also teams in the bottom will take points off the top teams too. I mean, we've fallen to it with Cambridge, Shrewsbury through this league. So it's I trust nothing. I trust nothing in this league. I don't. I actually don't. Aaron says we don't attack anybody. Okay, which
well, that's not what I want to hear.
You want us to come at you tomorrow?
Yeah, honestly, like that's how Reading want teams to play because Reading will counter teams. You've got the pace of Nibbs. You've got Savage that will work hard. He will just consistently run, just consistent.
Savage is a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, do you know what? For me, I will never doubt Charlie Savage's work rate. I will doubt his footballing ability, though, at times. He's someone that, for me, makes things look difficult. A 10-yard pass, a 15-yard pass, he makes it look hard. But he will endlessly work for a team. And he's got a cracking shot on him as well. Long shots and working hard, I will never doubt that with Savage. The rest of it maybe needs a little bit of work.
Well, his dad had great lettuce, by the way. Goopy Splash says 26th December 2024 was our last penalty.
There you go, just before Sam Smith came, right?
Yeah, but I think we've only got 2 in the last. Here you go. 2 PKs all season, 1 for Fletch and 1 for Smith. Don't know if we missed any. That's odd. I don't remember that. And John Merrill says Wrexham attack and Parkinson can never be mentioned in the same.
I mean, look, it'll be a good reception for Phil Parkinson tomorrow. It'll be a good reception for Sam Smith, I'm hoping, anyway, tomorrow. George Evans probably won't get a good reception, but I can't remember the last time George Evans ever played at Reading. I think he was only here for a couple of years, but
oh, did he play? He played for you guys.
Yeah. George Evans came straight from Man City, I'm going to say, or maybe he came from Derby.
Okay. Yeah, George is just coming back. He's doing really well. Just kind of he had a bad season. Just kind of get him back to fitness here. But he's such a heady player. I really like him.
His experience, right? And I think that's what Wrexham have got in their squad, right? Is an abundance of experience. I was reading an interview with Sam Smith today, where he was saying the difference in the changing rooms is he's gone from the young squad of Reading, or the youngest squad in the league, to now one of the most experienced squads in the league. And the difference in changing rooms will be crazy tomorrow, right? I mean, Reading's average age is barely 21, 22.
Oh, they're TikTok age. There you go. Yeah, I think you were reading this one right here. I want to bring that up. Brendan Rodgers, an ex-Wrexham boss, agree that X-Man star signed for Ryan Reynolds. I don't know why that's the type, but this is the one you're reading with the mirror here.
Do you know what? I was looking up at work, which I shouldn't say. I think it was on it was like Wrexham Zone or Wrexham Fan Zone, something like that. It was in an interview with Smith where he was talking about the difference in the changing rooms and how massively the difference is really well with experience, and how he's had to adapt to that as well.
Mm-hmm. But I just tried to bring that article up, and it was like flooded. Like I can't even find the damn. Look at this. I can't even find the article. This is how bad. Look at where? Find the article. Where is the reading? I can't even.
The amount of adverts now on these newspaper websites is ridiculous, right? That's how they make their money, though.
I know. Money? What is that? Aaron's asking me a question here. He's one of our regulars, the Oracle. He says, James, do you think the league is stronger or weaker than it's been in recent years?
It's difficult because Reading have obviously been in League One for 2 seasons now. So for me, I would say when you take a look at last season, this year is much stronger than last year. Stockport, Wrexham, Birmingham, 3 teams that weren't in the division last year, so much stronger than the teams that would have left or been promoted than last year. Portsmouth were a team that got promoted last year. They obviously were like the Super League One team. They'd been in League One forever and had to get promoted at some point. Oxford got promoted. Don't talk about Oxford. And I can't think of the last team that went up.
Not Portsmouth. Was it Portsmouth? No.
Yeah, Portsmouth, Oxford, and
someone will have it.
There was another team that went up, but I don't think they were the strongest teams that went up last year anyway, or they weren't mega strong. You've still got the likes of Bolton in the division. Huddersfield obviously came down as well. I think Rotherham, look, even though they're languishing where they are, the squad that they've got, Derby went up. Yeah, Derby. And look at the teams that are coming straight back down, right? Derby's one of them. Yeah, Portsmouth and Oxford are surviving, but yeah, I think when you look at Plymouth, they're always bound to go down, right? Especially with Rooney being in charge when he was. But
just totally shit the bed. But I've been watching. Not to divert. Coventry City's actually been doing really well.
Frank Lampard's done a great job there, right?
Yeah. Well, I hope. Here's what I hope. I hope that we go up this season, and then you guys maybe had an opportunity to actually thrive, because you have really good talent. Just not tomorrow. I want you guys to have a good season, just not tomorrow. And I'm sure the same with you guys. But if you get to the playoffs, Bolton, Charlton, Stockport, if it's Wickham or us, it's a really tough league.
I think any team can beat any one of them. Stockport are the best team I've seen this season. The performances they've put against Reading, the 2 games I've seen, Stockport are the best team in the league that I've seen, which is a mental thing to say, right? Like Stockport County are the best team in the league, but from the performances I've seen, they have been outstanding when I've watched the 2 games they've played. I think Reading can do Wickham on their day. I think if we were to sneak into that 6th spot, Wickham would be the team I want. I would rather Wrexham go in 2nd and we sneak in and play Wickham. I think Bolton's a tough task for anyone.
Hey, say it louder. Say it a lot louder.
No, I'd rather Wrexham go up than Wickham. I'll say that.
Yes. On that note, what do you make of Wickham? Because we play them on Saturday. I'm not looking past you guys. I'm definitely not. Yeah, because this is the biggest week for us for sure. 100% for our push. And I hope we go into 2nd and you guys get into that playoff spot. I really do. What do you make of Wickham in their season and how they're doing and how they've maintained that 2nd spot, kind of dropping a little bit, bringing 10 players in, Kone staying? What do you make of their season so far?
It's a tough one because when we played Wickham, it was one of the windiest days in England, like we've seen in years, right? So the fact that the game even stayed on, it was the day that Liverpool and Everton got called off because the wind was that bad. We played them that day, and I didn't think they were all that. But again, because of the conditions, you can't judge the game. I think the game was just, you can't. It was Noel Hunt's first game in charge, so the boys were always going to be up to fight. But because of the conditions, I don't think I could have made a judgment on it at all. I mean, I've seen Richard Kone's just scoring goals for fun at the moment. Obviously, Matt Bloomfield's left, so he obviously went to Luton. And I think, is it Mike Dodds that came in? He's the man. Also, they got a new manager either way. There's a new man in charge there, and look, I think he's maintained it, and to still be in second is great for him.
Yeah. Who is Reading's left back?
I'm quite surprised at that. It's Andre Garcia. I don't rate him that highly. 17 years old, and if there's one topic to talk about tomorrow, if Wrexham have a lot of wing play tomorrow, that's going to be an issue for Reading, because Andre Garcia, he can have his day, but when teams attack him, it's very difficult. He's 17 years old and had like suitors like Southampton coming after him. We managed to keep him.
Really?
I think his performance levels have dropped over the last couple of months. And that's probably the reason as to why he didn't end up getting a move to Southampton or someone around that upper echelon of the English divisions. But because he's 17, there's so much talent there. He needs to be nurtured and he needs to be slowly introduced to teams. But because of our situation, the poor kids had to play, I don't know how many games it says, maybe 20, 30 games so far this season.
He's played 29 matches, started 21, 1 assist, played almost 1,800 minutes. He's got a good rating, 7. I mean, 4 yellows, I don't know much about
17-year-old should not be playing that many minutes though, right? And to me, he's only in there because he has to be in there. He's had to slot in there because we've got no options. And again, that's down to the EFL not letting us do anything.
He's English, number 30. So is he a regular starter? He's obviously a regular starter.
Yeah. Has to start every week, unfortunately. I mean, personally, Andy Yeardom's just come back, Reading's club captain. So we might see him play at left back tomorrow. He's just been out for nearly a year. I think his last game was last April, the end of the season. He's made his slow return, played a lot of under-21s football, and then slowly been reintroduced to the first team. So we might see Yeardom starting that left-back spot, especially against Wrexham, who we know are going to be strong on the wings. But for me, I don't know if you risk Yeardom or you play the risk of Andre Garcia.
I mean, do you rate him?
I do and I don't. I do for a 17-year-old, but for playing now, he shouldn't be playing these minutes, right? So, again, I think he's good in spurts, but at the same time, I think his overall game has got a lot of developing, which you should do at 17 years old.
Yeah, and it's tough too, like you said, man. Like a 17-year-old playing that many minutes, 29 games. It's really, I mean, it's not like Lamine Yamal, you know what I mean, getting those minutes. And granted, I think they kind of play him too. That's Barcelona. I get it. But, when you're asking a lot, this division championship is different than going and playing. Listen, the Spanish league and the Premier League are different, but this division has older players in their mid-30s, players that are trying to, fight for a position. It's like a full battle, full-blooded battle, which I like, which is what makes it so good. So a 17-year-old, that's a lot for sure. John says, you think in this season through, Steve, the whole transfer business by Bar Alfie May this season is for next season in the championship. I agree with that. And Chris Phillips says, what a great guest. Very well spoken. Lots of great insight. He's one of my favorites. I love having him on. It's awesome. And Matt Al says, Wrexham are organizing to protest against Reading owners. You could at least let a few in.
Reading are protesting tomorrow. Consistently goes on against the ownership. They'll be in the 18th minute. We always in the 18th minute stand up if you hate Die Young. The whole stadium gets up. Well, at least whoever's in the stadium, they all get up. We all sing about how we hate Die Young and we want him out. I think there's some before the game as well, where I don't know what they're planning to do, but there'll be banners out and stuff like that. Obviously, the game's going to be televised, right? So they're going to want eyes on the game. It's obviously a worldwide televised game, especially with the club that are playing. So there'll be eyes everywhere, right? So you just want to get as much attention on it as you can. So there's another protest.
James's class, yes, he is, Esteban. But you guys are going through a sale at this point. There is something on the books.
This has happened too many times though. 500 days since Die Young put the club up for sale, and off the top of my head, you've got so many, maybe 4 or 5 different times we've spoke about. Oh, there's this person that's set to be coming in. I'm numb to it now. When I talk about it in my videos, like I don't want to get ahead of myself anymore. I say, look, the ownership might happen, it might not. I don't expect it to at this point. Like, I don't expect it. When it happens, that's when I'll be delighted. I mean, we look at Rob Cohig, right? It was set to be announced. It was literally, he had signed the paperwork. It had gone to Die Young solicitors. Yeah, it still didn't go through. So
another storyline.
Once it happens, it happens. But I'm not holding my breath until we get that official club announcement.
All right. Well, I mean, it's tough because you get all excited. Excited is the wrong word, but you're like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Then, like you said, you just kind of get numb to it. You're like, it'll happen when it's happened. Okay, fine. Whatever it's going to be. I think it's good, though. You try to enjoy the game days and things like that and enjoy the club and what they're doing and watch it on the pitch. I genuinely think you have really good talent in there. And granted, tomorrow, you guys can beat us tomorrow. I am not looking past this game. I'm not looking past this game. And I know people are like, the Wickham game's the big game. This is not. Anything can happen. And you have good talent on the pitch. And there's a lot, like you said, the storylines can happen. Like, okay, it could be a draw. It could be a 0-0 draw. It could be 1-1. That can obviously
0-0 at home in a row. I can't deal with that.
But go look at our scores. Oh my God. I mean, heart attack after just like, no, we're not doing it. Pulling hair. I do still have my hair. I do. Everyone says I do, and I do not diet, motherfuckers. But yes, it is stressful. I get the 0-0s. You want to celebrate the goals. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there straight. Well, I'll say straight after work. No, I'll come home first, and then straight up to the ground. Fingers crossed for some sort of result. But I'm not going to take anything for granted. But 8 games unbeaten. Yeah. I think we're the 6th longest unbeaten run in England at the moment. So I'll take it while I can.
Yeah, take it. Tess says, hey, everybody just got in. Tess, good to see you. Good to see you. Apparently, are we really organizing banners? No, there's no way we are.
It wouldn't surprise me. Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. A lot of fans, I think Brighton were the other one that came out. Nothing to do with Reading, right? Nothing, no connection there, Reading and Brighton. But they, Premier League game last year, had banners about Save Reading Football Club and stuff like that. Yeah. So, again, every club, bar a few fans on Twitter who are a bit of a knobheads and stuff like that, everyone is sympathetic towards Reading in this situation. Like everybody, no one would want to see their club in that position, right? So everyone's sympathetic, and I understand why, because you wouldn't want to see your club in that position, right?
No, you don't. And I agree with that 100%. And barring the result tomorrow in our favor, I know whatever, I'm just saying that you guys could play complete spoilers tomorrow. You guys could be the baddie. You guys could honestly, you got to play the heel role tomorrow. You could easily, right? If we're going to the WWE, you can play the heel role. By the way, Welsh Techie said, look forward to visiting the Royals tomorrow. Techie, Eat More Chips podcast, 100th episode coming in next couple of weeks. I will be on it. I'm looking forward to it. If you see the Eat More Chips flag tomorrow, go up and say hi to Welsh Techie. Good dude. You'll enjoy it.
Congratulations on 100 episodes.
Yeah. I think this is our 750th episode, by the way.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
No, my wife's going to come in here. It's like, you did how many? Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, honestly, it's a struggle to let the missus, like, I had to fight for this desk here. Like, I had to say, no, I need this desk here.
Yeah, I got to go and fight. I love it. But she's taking care of the little one, which is awesome. And thank you for your time, man. Dude, it's so good to have you on. Neil says, hi, all. Good to see you, my friend. And Steve Barton says, we want Ronaldo to come in. Oh, God, geez, no.
Ronaldo. That's very wishful thinking. I'll give you that one.
I love Steve Barton. He's been at this one for a little bit. Brian Burton's in the house. Said, I'm not trying to overlook this game, but by not rotating, you are overlooking Wickham. Fletch must play a lot. All of our midfielders must be considered. Tell us what you, on that note, how do I say this? What scares you for tomorrow on our side? Like, I know you talk about
scares me. That's who scares me the most. Elliot Lee. Really? I think when we played you last time, he was fantastic. And when you look at just the statistics, at least anyway, because I don't watch a lot of Wrexham, do you know what I mean? It's not, I'm watching Reading when Wrexham are playing, right? So when you see highlights and stuff, Elliot Lee seems to be involved in a lot of Wrexham's positive play and a lot of their end product, shall we say. So for me, he's the person that I'm most scared of, if that makes sense. He's the one that is the danger man.
Over Smitty.
Yeah, over Smith. Look, obviously, I've seen Sam Smith for years, right? So I know what his weaknesses are. Reading are going to know what his weaknesses are, right? They're going to want to mark him out of the game. They're going to want him to be on that right foot. They're going to want him to try and just have headers. And that's what we're going to want. We're going to want him not to be on that left foot. He can shoot from distance. Fair enough. Let him have that. Don't let him be a fox in the box. Reading are going to know what to do with Sam Smith. Elliot Lee is a complete, obviously, well, nowadays teams have so much analysis and so much videotape and everything on different players, but he's the player for me that's so dynamic that we're going to struggle to maintain if we don't man mark him and just pressure him and put him under that pressure.
I don't know if he'll start tomorrow. Dobson has been starting in the midfield with Matty James. And then Rathbone. I don't know. Have you seen enough of Rathbone yet or no?
Yeah, Oliver Rathbone obviously played for Rotherham, right? Before he was at Wrexham. So yeah, Oliver Rathbone. I think last time when I came on, spoke a lot about Rathbone, about how positive I thought that signing was. And then you didn't start him when we played you, which I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, he didn't start. Yeah.
It's the same with that Ravan geezer. He didn't play either, did he? And I was like, who is he?
He's Rathbone's probably been it was Barney, but Barney's kind of taken a step back. Longman's come in, as you know. But yeah, Rathbone's been probably our most consistent player of the season, next to Max, and then O'Connell's been at the back. But yeah, Rathbone's been the guy. It's absolute beast. I don't know if Elliot will start tomorrow. He could. I don't know because Dobson has an injury issue that he rolled his ankle, but he'll probably be fit tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Techie says, "What Will Parkin's get a good reception for the home fans tomorrow?"
Oh, 100%. Phil Parkinson played like over 300 games for Reading. He's a club legend. Played his entire career here, right? Well, basically his entire career. And yeah, Phil Parkinson will get a fantastic reception, as he should, and as he always will, whenever he comes to Reading.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. So you are going to the game tomorrow. We do a Wrexham time show, which is a call-in show, and then I do Wrexham reaction later. We'll send you the link if you want to call in after the game. I don't know how hard it is for you to call after the match.
I'll try. I can't make any.
You do the show when you get home, right? Right?
Yeah. When I get in, I got to do it quick though, because Mrs. needs to sleep. I get it done fast. It's like 11 o'clock at that point, and I'm knackered. I need to get to work for 8 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? So I'm shattered.
Oh man, I totally get it, man. I get it. So I know we're wrapping up. We have 45 minutes. I know you got things going on home, and I want to be conscious of your time. Just give us your.
I'm good.
You sure? Okay. Good. Give us your top of the. What do you see happening tomorrow? If you're gonna give it from the Reading side, if you're obviously doing your show, let us know what you guys are thinking. How the game's going to go tomorrow.
I'll say it's going to be a low scoring game. I think the quality will be lacking in the game. I think both teams will cancel each other out in respects of the defensive of both teams. I hate making predictions because they always go the opposite way when I make them. That's kind of like a running joke on my channel is that, I've always got it wrong. So I'm going to say it's 6-0 to Wrexham. No, look, I'm going to go low scoring. I'm going to say it'll be a 0-0, or because I'm coming on, I have to say it, a 1-0 to Reading. So I think it'll be low scoring. I think it'll be a tight game where there'll be a lack of quality, but there'll be very few chances. That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. We've been playing to our defensive duties have picked up a lot. Yeah, AO's come back in. He had a little bit of a lull. We had a little bit of a confidence lull for him. He got injured, broke his wrist, came back. We had Howard in goal, but our defense is starting to pick up. I think we're kind of going through this transition right now of the squad and the team. We brought in Rev's been starting, Ravan has been starting, and so is Longman. I don't know if you know much about Longman, but Rev and Longman are starting at the wings right now, and Maka and Barney have been sitting. We have obviously J-Rod and Smitty up front. We haven't been scoring goals. All this transition, we haven't been scoring a ton of goals. So I think you're right about the canceling things out. I'm interested how it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm interested. Like I said, the wing play will be where Wrexham will find success. So if they're able to do that, that's where they'll find the success. Reading will find success through the middle, through the midfield. If Lewis Wing isn't man marked out the game, he will be the best player on the pitch. Teams have started to find that out though, where if you man mark Lewis Wing out the game, Reading tend to not do as well going forward. Harvey Nibbs is someone that will find success. Charlie Savage, like we said, works really hard. Look, Kelvin Ehibatraman, as much as he hasn't been great this season, scored in his last game, starting to play down the middle now. So look, that's where Reading will find their success in this fixture.
So you think this is the danger man tomorrow, Lewis Wing, 29 years old, right?
Lewis Wing's Reading's best player, or at least best forward-thinking player. He last year was phenomenal. Signed him from Wickham for free. Came in, and this season has had to play more of a deeper role. But when he goes forward, absolutely phenomenal player. Arguably the best midfielder in League One. Is what
type of player is he? If you're going to relate him to somebody, I hate to use this, like more recognizable. That is he like is he a Rodri? Is he a a Cam? Like a what kind of, or is he a mix of both?
Wing he can defend, not great, but he's been playing in that holding role. But Lewis Wing's success comes from his passes, where he's making Hollywood balls left, right, and centre, pinging it across the pitch. But Lewis Wing can score from anywhere on the pitch, whether that's 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards. If Lewis Wing takes a strike at goal, the goalkeeper's got to be on point. Look at his goal this season.
Is Pereira your starting keeper too? Is he,
right? Joel Pereira's been fantastic this season. Again, for me, a contender for player of the season. I think he's been outstanding in goal. Maybe could have done a bit better at the weekend for the goal, but I'll let it slide for how great he's been all season. But yeah, fantastic in goal for Reading. Definitely earned that number one. He's not even the number one, but earned that number one position.
And then Bindon is an absolute. You guys won't keep him next year, will you? Or is he?
He's already gone. He's gone to Nottingham Forest.
Right.
So he signed for Forest in January, and obviously was loaned straight back to Reading for the rest of the season. So for me, again, wouldn't be surprised if he was in and around their squad next year. Obviously, Forest like to do this weird sort of, it's not money laundering, but they do some sort of little weird thing with Olympiacos and stuff like that. So wouldn't surprise me if he was just a part of that scheme. But again, fantastic player that for me will go to the very top.
Yeah, good. You guys have a good side. Listen, tomorrow's gonna be a good game. I'm excited about it. Remember, tomorrow in the United States, we pushed forward. Sorry, my dog's barking. We pushed forward an hour, so the game's for 1:00 for us tomorrow, which is going to be an hour later, which is great. So excited to do that, dude. Listen, I love having you on, man. We do, and I know the other guys, the other guys that come on, the guests, and everybody love and having you on, the community as well. So thank you for your time. I really much appreciate it too. And I will wish you good luck tomorrow. I will.
Thank you, and you too. Best of luck, but not too much.
Yeah, but not too much. No, it's awesome. It's gonna be a great game. But no, last thoughts, and I'll get us out of here.
Like I said, pleasure to come on as always. Whenever you want me on, I'll respond and say yes. And yeah, like I said, you guys are good people, so I am always happy to help out.
No, I'm happy to have you on, man. And if I can, I'd love to come on your show too. Anytime, always doors open. So it's been great. 100%. I love it, man. And good to talk to you. Tomorrow's gonna be a tough game. I'm excited for it, and I'm not gonna look past it. I'm not, but I'm excited because we have a big week there. Aaron says, "Thank you, James. Great as always." Yes, Aaron.
Thank
you
for coming.
Yeah, Aaron is a soft spot for you guys, buddy. Just so you know. Yeah, he does. Hip Karma says, "Thank you, James. Good luck to both teams." Says Jack, and great chat, gentlemen. Paul Kelly. Yes. All right, live watch along tomorrow. As you know, game day build up. We'll be doing a build. By the way, we do a build up show too. If you call them the build up show. Build up show is an hour before. We're gonna break the starting 11, then right into the live watch along, then Wrexham time call-in show for everybody, and then afterwards Wrexham reaction. So it's gonna be a fun day. Good luck to you, James. Happy to talk to you. Always welcome in. And on that bombshell, we will see you all soon.